was either 7 days or 7 weeks without a fridge. Like it's that back ordered.
Oh, yeah, they're challenging to get. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I'm like, Pam told I didn't know. I was like, what are they doing for food? They're like, going to McDonald's a lot. I'm like, oh my God.
They should at least go buy like a little refrigerator.
They have, that's what they have. They have like the dorm, like little, like
yeah,
the necessities. But I'm just like, I mean, the thing is, that's where we go for like Christmas, and you know, we do Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
we go there, and like the whole family's there. Like it's a national emergency if I don't have a fridge by Christmas, because
I know. Well, that's what I'm ordering. So we have a couple small ones that go like in the bar, but I'm ordering like a regular size refrigerator for in the bar too. So then at least we always have one. So.
Oh yeah, that'll be fun. Yeah, we're talking about when Paige finally moves out, how we're gonna redo it. I'm like, oh yeah. We're gonna put in not a big bar. We're just gonna put in like a little thing with like 3 seats, you know, like a half circle kind of thing. Not that we drink, but it would look cool because we have a video game down. We got the Pac-Man machine.
You drink. Pam drinks Bud Light Lime.
Yeah, I haven't had a drink since I was on the cruise, and Pam never does. So she used to before she met me. So
she's gonna need more with children, with the kids in school.
She's already having a rough year again, so that's just how it goes. All right, so people, thanks for being here. Lisa's here. Hello, Lisa.
Hey, Lisa.
And hope we're working. Looks like we are. It's dropping. It should be going up. Anyway, we are going to answer your list of questions. So if you have questions, please put those. Oh, it's going back up in the chat. Put your questions in the chat. Right there. Okay, here we go. Ricky's going to be here for the Friday show. She's got had a meeting. And then we have to wait for the dog to poop. I mean, that's every time. I don't wait.
How many podcasts don't start on time because of that, you think?
Exactly. I'm going to give that dog a laxative. I do get to get Riley on Wednesday, though, again. So I'm so...
your dog.
Move my podcast to 4:00 so I could get out to Columbia on time. All right.
That's funny.
Inbox question. If you guys have questions, please do put them in the chat. We love them. Here we go. 1965.
Wow.
Welcome to episode 1965 of the Be Our Guest Walt Disney World Trip Planning Podcast. I'm your host, Mike Rallman from BeOurGuestPodcast.com and one of the senior agents over at the Magic for Less Travel. Happy Wednesday to you. Hope you are doing well and having a great week. I know, again, I say this every now and then, but it's a rough one. I know we're expected to work 5 days this week. It's always tough coming off that Labor Day week where you got 4. But you know what? You've done it before, and we're going to make it through again. And we're here to help you. We're holding hands with you virtually. We're talking Disney. We're getting you, hopefully, scooting down that highway, even though watch it. Check your blind spots before you change lanes. Maybe you're on a run. It's just a small cramp. You're going to make it. Maybe you're walking the dog. Hey, Fido, chill out. We're just there with you all the time to try to make your day better with some Disney talk. And joining me today, Ricky's going to be here on Friday, but she's held up. Speaking of traffic, she's held up. But we have your friend in mind, the co-owner of the Magic for Less Travel, Pam Forrester. Pam, what's going on?
Happy Wednesday, everyone. It's 5-day work week, man. What's that about? I don't even understand. So challenging.
You and I, though. Okay, let's be. We are very lucky, right? We work from home. A lot of perks to what we do, but 7-day work week. I mean, let's be honest. I mean, I work every morning, but I mean, I'm not complaining here, but a 5-day work week where I don't have to touch anything Saturday and Sunday, I'd take that for 1 or 2 times, I think.
Right. So I think that one of the challenges from working at home is it's always like, and I know this is Steve's pet peeve, right? I'm like, I just have to check my email one more time. And then an hour later, he's like waiting for me to be done. So yeah, that's the beauty. And you know what? I love, though, that so many people know more about what it's like to work from home now. They get what we're going through. So anyways, but I would not trade it for anything. I don't think I'm even capable to go back into like a corporate office at this point. I am like not suitable for work. Yes, not suitable for work outside my home is my little label.
No, I agree with that. I this is my work uniform right here. And if you're not watching the video, I do have on a green, just plain old Mickey Mouse shirt, t-shirt that I picked up on Castaway Key. It was on sale, by the way. It's She Sells Seashells, which I can never say, but I don't know why it was on discount. It's not even like a cruise shirt. It was just out there. And I was like, well, yeah,
someone's printing them at Castaway Key.
I don't know what's going on here. Like,
it's a side hustle.
Yeah, it's like 25 at the Magic Kingdom. And I looked, it's not a knockoff. Like, it's got the Disney branding. I was like, whatever. If it's 15, yeah, charge it to the card. So I got that. And yeah, this is my work uniform. So I can't complain. I thought about this. Other than church, I haven't had on Dockers since 2017. And I lived in Dockers for 17 years. If you're a teacher, if you're a male teacher in elementary school, and all my Dockers were like a different shade of beige, or like, khaki.
Right.
It was just like it was like polo roulette. You just grab the next polo shirt on the hanger. Unless it was Friday, because that was Spirit Day, so that you had to make sure you had some Spirit clothes on.
Right. And every now and then you could pay $5 to wear jeans.
Right. And let me just say this too. And then we're getting to the first question. I promise you. The greatest thing about working from home is that every once in a while, I will send my home staff a memo that tomorrow's a Spirit Day. Like every Friday, it's Mizzou Day in the BOGP Studios office. So all of the employees that work in this house, just me, have to wear Mizzou stuff. I don't know. Do you ever have theme days? You got to spice it up when you work from home.
You know what? I haven't thought about that, but Hannah does, like different incentives for her class, right? If they earn this many points, you get like PJ day, or if you earn this many points, you get crazy hair day or whatever. So I think what I'm going to do is start sending out a memo about that. Like if everyone fill in the blank, next Tuesday, we will have PJ day. So you wear your PJs to work. Yeah, I'm going to try that, I think.
Oh, yeah. Pam loves it because I always tell her, tomorrow, I got to send out a staff memo tomorrow because Cardinals might be back in the playoffs. By the time this comes out, they're probably not. Cardinal day. It's like we're in the, chance to make the post. Anyway, let's get to the first question. Kate is in the live.
Let's do it.
Hey, guys. What is your favorite grocery delivery service? Let's see. We've used Garden Grocer in the past, but feel maybe there is a better option now. Thanks. So what do you think, Pam? Because I've only done Amazon Prime now, and it's only like stable goods, that isn't fresh.
Right. And I think Garden Grocer is still a really great option. One of the reasons is that this is their business. They've been doing this for a long time. They're not new to this. They have the system down pat. They know all the resorts. They're working with a full-on grocery store. So you're going to be able to order most things from there, including alcohol. They will have you upload your ID. So if that's something you want to have for your room too, that's an option there. The other thing we've done is Instacart. And that is really going to be dependent on basically the person who's doing the shopping for you, right? How it goes. I've had really good experiences, and I've had some experiences that I'm like, like I substituted this for this, and you're kind of like, oh, okay.
I'd be a Instacart shopper because I would always try to save you a little money. I'm like,
right.
Man, this was 2 for $5. I mean, come on.
Right. I know you asked for rye bread, but I substituted English muffins. It's like, oh, okay. Well, not quite the same, but okay. No, but stuff like that. So I say, go with something like that. Like Mike, I've used Amazon Prime now too, but their selection is greatly limited. Just really to what's available there. And then they will do some shopping at Whole Foods for you. But of course, you're going to get a pricier option in that case too. So I would definitely stick with Garden Grocer or look at Instacart.
So what I hear about Garden Grocer, again, never use them because I don't get a lot. I just get like Coke Zeros. We'll get Pop-Tarts, maybe some Goldfish, Cheez-Its, just little stuff that we can grab in the room if we want something. But if I was going to get groceries, say I'm staying in a villa or something, and we're going to, eat some meals and so forth, I would go with Garden Grocer. The thing I hear about it, though, is that it's a little bit more expensive. But think about it, like it might be a little bit more expensive, but since they do this is like their thing, like you just said. You're paying a premium, but you're paying a premium because it's probably not going to be a hassle. You're probably going to get what you want, and it's going to save you time. It's one of those things like I would pay a little bit extra just to know the problem is solved. And I think on a vacation, that's key. You got to think about that.
It is. And you get a bit of a discount if you order before your trip. Like depending on so many days gets this kind of discount. So look at that too.
All right, let's hit the inbox here from Jessica. She says a Remy question for the BOGP crew. Hey, Mike, Ricky, Pam, and maybe hashtag Scotty G. Scotty G might be joining us next week, so stay tuned for that. Of course, he's on the Thursday show because we recorded Sunday. Question about Remy's virtual queue and park reservations. We have 3 days planned in the parks next spring. As of this moment, I made park reservations at Animal Kingdom, Magic Kingdom, and Hollywood Studios with the plan to hop to Epcot in the evenings. But I just realized that with Remy being a virtual queue, I assume similar to Rise, we may need an Epcot park reservation to be eligible to get a virtual boarding pass. Thoughts on this? I suppose we may also have the option to pay for a lightning lane pass to ride Remy. And I know that lately things are changing so fast that we could be completely in a completely different situation next spring. But I'm curious if I should change my Animal Kingdom park reservation to an Epcot reservation in order to be eligible to get a virtual boarding group for Remy. Thanks for any insight you may have on this. As always, love the show. Jessica's in Springfield, Virginia. What do you think, Pam? Because again, she's right. These things are changing. But as of now, what would your strategy be?
So I'm going to pull out the hat of assumption, right? Putting it on because we're all just assuming and predicting that this is going to be. We actually need a hat of assumption because I think that we do this a lot. So we'll try to offer the best advice based on what we know now, which is just a little bit. So I'm going to say in order to get a virtual queue, you probably are going to have an actual park reservation at that park. That's just the only way it's going to work. Is sort of like Rise of Resistance. I don't think, and again, my assumption hats on that Remy is going to be gone like that, right? Like Rise of the Resistance. I'm guessing it probably loads more per hour, perhaps, and is not as prone to breakdowns or technical difficulties as Rise of the Resistance, but that's something that, we just don't know. We also don't know if there's going to be any availability for standby. We really don't. We're assuming no because of the fact that there will be a virtual queue. But remember, a couple weeks ago on Rise of the Resistance, there was actually a standby. I mean, that's what crowds were like. So we don't know what that is, but I'm assuming that you're going to need a reservation at that park in order to be able to join the virtual queue. That's really sort of how Disney gates that, right? Or reduces the number of people that would even be eligible to try for that. So that's what I'm assuming.
That's a good thought too. Here's the only thing that makes me think that possibly you don't need it, but I would definitely put a theme park reservation on Epcot because you're going to want to ride Remy. It's getting rave reviews. Obviously, it's not even open yet, but the previews, people are liking it. That we're kind of like, I don't know if I'm gonna like it or not. People are saying there's lots of detail. It's really family friendly. It's got enough thrill. It's people are loving it. So you're going to want to ride it. I get what you're saying with not putting a theme park reservation on Epcot because that's an easy one to hop to because it has big capacity. That's I've always thought about it. Like if I want to hop somewhere, Epcot's always pretty safe. Like it's harder to hop to we haven't had any, to be honest, we've never had a park that you couldn't hop to since they started it, which is crazy.
Right, for sure.
But I think Epcot, if you're looking at like statistically, you probably have the best chances to hop to Epcot over any other park. But here's the thing. They said with not Rise, but Remy, that they're going to have multiple virtual queue drops throughout the day. So possibly, I mean, I would hope that maybe they would have a drop, say at 3:00 in the afternoon or 5:00, kind of a last chance, do one at, 7, do one at like noon, do one at like 5. But we haven't heard any times on that. So I'd definitely put a theme park reservation there and then kind of just keep your, ear to the ground to see what's going on.
I would too. And I think that just like your theory in her theory in that you'll be able to park hop to Epcot, you'll be able to park hop to Animal Kingdom too. And, we're still in that phase really. When you are arriving in the afternoon, the crowds are going down really quickly after that point. And you just aren't having, those late afternoon crowds that I have seen. I don't know, Mike, has that been what you have experienced too?
Yeah. I think we're good. Yeah. I mean, it's like one of those things like we're gonna just roll with it as it goes. She's in the spring too, so
true.
I think what we're going to see is they're going to hit this October 1st when it opens. It's going to be a crush at Remy. The holiday season, say that week between Christmas and New Year's, hopefully things kind of calm down and it's really busy again. They'll see that crush. And then because spring, I'm assuming spring break. And then by then they'll have a good, they'll have a handle on how to get everybody in and everybody happy.
For sure. For sure.
So that's kind of good there. Okay. Alfred's got a question real quick. Do you know what the schedule is for October 1st at the Magic Kingdom? I don't have my Disney Experience pulled up, but it's right there on my Disney Experience. Long hours that day, obviously, for the 50th. Also, does Space 220 have an ADR yet? It does not, and it opens next week, which is kind of interesting. But again, as of the time the show comes out, we make things happen on this podcast like nobody else's business. We did a show last Friday on Riverside in French Quarter, and we talked about how Disney needs to bring back Yeehaw Bob, and guess what? Yeehaw Bob is back. That's right. You're welcome.
Right. And, I know, right? Thanks, Disney.
We have a knack. So who knows? You might have ADRs by Wednesday when the show comes out. But as of right now, we do not. Okay. Here's a question from Rick. One of my great guests over at the Magic for Less says, hey, Mike, you're helping me book my marathon trip. And my wife and I were just thinking about how we're going to switch hotels on marathon day. Any idea on how to make this happen and have somewhere to shower after the race? Assuming it'll be after checkout time till we're done and before check-in time at the Grand Casino. This is a problem. So I have suggested friends on Marathon Sunday. One is in the video box to my left or right, depending on how you're looking at it, to a dinner at Via Napoli, where I had to run 26.2 miles. And I was in this situation because I had to get home to teach school the next day. Mm-hmm. I also subjected an entire Southwest Airlines flight to a smelly runner syndrome. Fortunately, I was in the whole row with my family, so I just killed them. But yeah, this is one of those things where you say you're doing the 10K, the 5K, the 10K, you're going to be back to your hotel in enough time to check out and get a shower and move on. Marathon, you are not. I mean, for one thing, you've run 26 miles. You're really not moving too quick after that, but you're going to finish. I mean, I don't know what your speed is, but I mean, if you start at 6 and you're really fast, you're not going to be done till 11, and checkout time is 11, I think still. So, and the thing is, Joe, one of our, he's a runner as well. Joe put on Atlanta. He says, beg for extended checkout and or run faster. I've run fast in races because I was going to miss my flight. That happened at Star Wars one year in the half marathon. And I got a really good time because I was scared to death. It was like amazing race. Like, I'm gonna miss my flight. And then I took an Uber. Like, we gotta go. That was the weekend of that training we did down there that year.
All right.
That was crazy. And Rick says he's slow like me, so that's good. Well, you get more, the longer you're out there, the more bang you get for your buck. Look at it that way.
That's true.
And I will say this is a challenging situation because you can ask for an extended checkout. They're probably not going to give it to you though, because every runner wants that weekend. So if you can, if possible, don't switch, like switch on Saturday, switch on Monday, but that is a tough call because
maybe the day before. Yeah. Switch like the day before if possible. Look at that. And the late checkouts are challenging right now because with the enhanced cleaning, it takes longer. So they're not really issuing those even like they did before. And they didn't really do it that often before either. So that's a challenge. And the other thing is like, yeah, you're going to have all your stuff sort of packed up and stuff, before you leave that morning. And oh man.
Well, this is me. Like when I go for a marathon, and I have a marathon in Chicago, which I'm super nervous about here in less than 4 weeks. And this is like a non-Disney. This is my first non-Disney full marathon. And I don't even really like the city of Chicago. Like I'm a St. Louis guy. So like, I don't like the Cubs, it's just like, you're grown to hate the city. It's like our rival city. So I'm going up there, running through their streets, and I'm super nervous about it. And the thing is though, when I go to run a marathon, I need to be like in a certain place mentally when I go into the crowds. Like I need to not have to focus on work or like, the thing is, I don't want to have to think about checking out and switching hotels because you got too much time to be in your head over 26 miles where you're hot, you're tired, you're thirsty, you're hungry, you got a blister at mile 2. You're like, where'd that blister come from? Like, I haven't had a blister in 6 months. And then you get one, you got 24 miles to ride on that blister on your big toe. mentally, you just don't want to have another hassle that day. So I try to, just send me an email. We'll figure it out. We'll get you moved a different day possibly. And I just don't want anybody stressing out. You want to have fun, right?
Now you're stressing Mike out.
Seriously, I know. Seriously, you are.
Now Mike's going to be thinking about you moving from one resort to the other.
Yes, I know. Don't stress me out. I have enough to worry about. I'm probably going to get a blister now that I thought about it. It'll happen.
Right.
I just spoke it into existence. And if I do, I'll be like, dang it, why did I say that back in September? Anyway, Jill's got a question from South Jersey in the inboxes. Memorial Day and Labor Day crowds. Hey, Mike, Ricky, and Pam. Love your show and appreciate all the helpful info. We go to Disney a few times a year, but have never been over Memorial Day or Labor Day. My son just started high school, and though I'm hesitant to pull him out of school, now I'm hesitant to pull him out of school like we usually do. I'm looking to do both of those weekends next year, but just curious if the crowds will be insane. I know September is usually slower, but not sure about the holiday weekends. Just trying to get an idea and your opinions on those times. We are from New Jersey, so for comparison, we're always in Disney for Jersey Week. So we're used to those crowds. Thanks, Jill. Okay. When she said that last sentence, I've been there for Jersey Week. Insanity. Like I quit running the half marathon for Wine and Dine because that weekend was so crazy. And I like running Run Disney, but I gave up the Wine and Dine race weekend because that was a nuts weekend for a few years, and it was Jersey Week. I say you're good on both ends. If you can handle Jersey Week, I don't think it's probably less crowded both of those weekends. Wouldn't you think?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say too. Now, definitely Labor Day is going to be less crowded than Memorial Day, but I think both of them are going to be less crowded than Jersey Week used to be. That was one of the more popular weeks, and we really saw tightness in the hotel inventory during that week. I mean, after a certain time, you were really relying on someone else to cancel their reservation, or you were staying at one of the macked out suites at one of the deluxe hotels. That was sort of what was available as you got there. So I think that you're going to be fine. I think you're really going to know how to navigate this, and you won't find any difficulty at all.
So yeah, you're going to be fine because just less Jersey accents. Now, you're not going to get
truth. You won't see your neighbor as much.
Exactly. You won't see all the teachers that are like, woo. No, they have conventions. That's right. The teachers. That's a bummer.
Yes.
Teachers are working. That stinks. But because you can tell the side of the fence I was on, the teacher side. Like, what? The whole state of New Jersey gets to go to Disney, and I got to sit in professional development. Again, my line, when I knew I was pretty much to the end of my teaching career and I knew I was going into travel, I got a little cocky the last year because you have to do all these requirements for the next year. And so every time I'd roll into professional development, like the last 6 months of that last year, I'm like, I'm here, but I'm fully developed. I'm good. I'm fired up.
I can't get any more professionally developed.
So I was like, yeah, I'm here and I appreciate you, but fully developed right here. I'm good. I got some work. I used to have fun with everything I did. I still do in life. Anyway, so Rick's got a follow-up question. So he says, I guess he's going to talk to me later about the splits day, but he said, would half marathon day be better day to switch? Yes, because if the half starts at, you got to kind of work backwards, right? You want to be in the room by 10. If you want to get a shower and get out, even 10:30. Here's the thing, work backwards. Say the race starts at 6. You run it in 3 hours. That's 9. You could get your medal and get on that bus and be back to your hotel by 10 and get a shower and get out of there. So yes, half marathon day is going to be closer, but you should be fine with that day. So yes, we are working through all the logistics of a race, right? It's not just people, it's thinking. You got a lot to think with. All right. Quick question. Oh, Aaron. Shout out Aaron in the chat. Glad to see you back. He hasn't been here for a while. I've been missing you. Karen Mitchell, do the Little Mermaid rooms have connecting rooms?
They do.
Yeah.
They do. Just about every kind of room at Walt Disney World has connecting rooms. I think the exception to that is going to be the family suites. Typically do not connect to each other because they figure, hey, you have a bunch of people in there already. You probably don't, need more. But yeah, the connecting rooms. And I think it's good to note that there is a difference between connecting and adjoining, because some folks use those terms interchangeably, right? Adjoining just means you're next to each other, right? It probably will not, and it may or may not have a door in between. And connecting means you're actually connecting. There's going to be a door on each of your sides, right? And you'll be able to open that up and even walk through if you want to. What's funny is on our last trip, we happened to stay in a room that's connecting to another room. And throughout our stay, like you could hear the door on the other side open up and someone be like, and laugh. It must have been a bunch of little kids.
A podcast listener that knew you were next door. Like, I'm going to open that door. Pam's going to have you open. We're going to be able to meet. That's exactly what it is. Yeah.
Too funny, right? But yeah, so funny. But even, I don't know, maybe I'm a heavy sleeper, but even with the connecting rooms, I don't typically hear what they're doing in that room next to me. It doesn't bother me. But yeah, you'll be able to connecting. It is a request, though, for most guests. The only guest that it's not going to be a request for is if you happen to be in a party where the number of children outnumbers the number of adults. Then it can be a guaranteed request, but otherwise it is just going to be a request.
And if you want connecting, but you don't get connecting, you get adjoining. My biggest tip of advice, you may or may not get this from a TMFLT tip in your email if you book with us, learn Morse code because you can just like tap on the wall. Like, okay, that means we're going to meet out on the balcony at 8:43.
Exactly. It's like,
wait. That was an SOS. What? Not gonna only do that just because Riley is not currently in the studio. Because if I did,
right, she would bark.
There's no dog barking this entire show because Ricky's not here and my dog is in Colombia. So be back. Anyway, okay. Next, I love these questions. I hope you guys are having fun with us. We love doing this. Okay, here we go. Lisa's got a question. Hey, Be Our Guest Podcast. Love the show. I always love listening to you guys answer other people's Disney questions, but this time I have one of my own. The weekend of Halloween, I'll be headed to Disney World. When I just read that, I heard this is Halloween.
I know, right?
It's Halloween season already. Yes. It says we'll be staying at the Contemporary Resort for the first time ever. With all the current restaurant closings that are taking place, what are my best options for food? In past trips, I've tended to stay at the Pop Century Resort. We've always eaten at the food court, and we're able to get the grab-and-go items such as pastries to save time for breakfast the next day. At the Contemporary, I have no idea what I could buy the day before in order to save for breakfast the next day. Any ideas? Sincerely, Lisa. 2 words. Contempo Cafe. Pretty good. I mean, what do you think, Pam?
Yeah, there's Contempo Cafe, and then there's also that little coffee shop that's on the first floor. I don't know if they have actual food. I would bet, though, that they have like croissants or something like that available to purchase. The other thing is when you're staying at the Contemporary, you actually have so many different resorts that are just a monorail ride away, right? So if you're going to, let's say, spend the day at the Magic Kingdom and then you'll do a little monorail loop tour before you head back to the Contemporary, stop by any of their locations too. You have Gasparilla Grill to choose from, and also Captain Cook's at the Polynesian. The other thing I want to point out is the Polynesian has this little Kona coffee place. We had breakfast there just a couple weeks ago, and I will tell you that case was full of really yummy looking things and some very unusual things like chocolate covered strawberries that weren't just chocolate covered. I think they were bacon bits on top of the strawberries, right? And it's one of those things that sounds weird and would be fantastic, right? You'd be like, how come there wasn't bacon on my strawberries all these other years I've been eating them? So, but they had a whole array of different things. It is worth stopping by. So I think that would be a good thing to stop by and get. But yeah, you'll have options there at the Contemporary.
And if you're used to the grab and go, that's what I would do. Like the Contempo Cafe, grab, because you can get croissants or little sandwiches.
Mm-hmm.
You probably don't want sandwiches for the next day, but like pastries and stuff. But here's what I'm excited for, because you're going to be there in October, and on October 1st, Steakhouse 71 opens at the Contemporary, which, here's one of the things. When I first started like reading guidebooks, just as a fan, didn't do a podcast, didn't, book travel, nothing like that. I was always kind of like, there were a few ththings I always wanted to eat at San Angelo. And it's really what it is. It's because of the pictures, I think, for a lot of the stuff in the Birnbaum's guides. Like I had to eat at San Angelo, and I still do, like it because it's so cool, the theming. But remember, it was called the Concourse Steakhouse, I think, at the Contemporary.
Yeah.
some reason, I always wanted to eat there. And of course, it went away before I ever got a chance to. But I love that Disney's giving a nod, like just in the name. I don't even know the details of the restaurant, but I love that this is one of the few places at Walt Disney World that it's almost like they're giving a nod to their own history, calling it Steakhouse 71, like they did out at Disneyland with Steakhouse 55. So I love that. And I wish Disney would celebrate more of themselves, like their own history, by naming stuff like that. Yeah, I want to eat there just purely because it's called Steakhouse 71. How great is that?
No, I agree. I totally agree. And you know what the other thing was? Just today, like, I don't know, a few minutes ago, they released the menu for this. And reservations are available beginning September 16th. So that's fantastic. That means it is opening very soon. And some of the stuff that they have on their menu looks great. Like they have a robust breakfast menu, right? Like I just like the normal stuff that you would think, but they have stuff like Walt's prime rib hash. And I love that they're pulling in like some more Disney history there. The Steakhouse 71 feast. I mean, you know, that is some Disney history right there. And it was such a great opportunity. So
the thing is, you know, I know a lot of places don't like to kind of toot their own horn, but I think with Walt Disney World celebrating 50 years, you know, half of a century there, that you have a lot of people. I think Disney's kind of starting to come around to this. This is just a little tangent, but I think they're coming around this a little bit, but I wish that they would do more of this. Like you said, I mean, the name of the restaurant, but also the name of the entree is a nod to Walt. There's enough folks out there that they can, you know, you're going to, because that'll, if you can have a place that caters, you know, unofficially to like the hardcore Walt Disney World fan that has grown up going to Walt Disney World. I mean, think about how many Disney podcasts there are and blogs and vlogs. I mean, that alone would have a huge audience to draw into that steakhouse. But then, I mean, you're going to have first timers go there just because it's a steakhouse at the Contemporary. I think this is a win-win because I want to go there because, I mean, you know, Yachtsman Steakhouse. I've never been there and I know it's awesome. You love it. Ricky everybody loves Yachtsman. But if I had to pick right now, just because of the name, I'd go to the Steakhouse 71 if somebody asked, just because I'm that kind of a person.
I agree. And the other reason why you would go is because they have PB&J wings. I mean,
shut up. I haven't looked at the menu. Are you kidding me? I've never even heard of that, but I'm in. Yeah.
I know. As soon as I saw it, I thought of you. I'm like, oh, yeah, that sounds like something that Mike would want.
Oh my, I start every morning with 2 pieces of peanut butter and jelly toast. I mean, every morning. That's, wait, I've never thought about that on wings. That'd be so good.
It'd be like, yeah, sweet. Savory, yeah.
So it is this going to be is this a signature location or is it regular?
I think it's going to be like a regular table service. So that I don't think it's going to be signature because they have California Grill there. So I don't know though. That's a good question. You know what? They did have the prices on this too, I think. Oh no, they didn't. I was like, I could tell by looking at the prices whether it was going to be or not.
Yeah. Those PB&J wings are $32.
Right.
I can't afford to eat more than a half dozen. Enjoy, Mike. No, we'll see. I'm excited though. And I've said it enough. I just hope they keep celebrating themselves a little bit. You don't have to do it everywhere, but I mean, Contemporary is a great place to do that. So, Original Hotel. All right. Laura's got a question. We had a great trip to Walt Disney World in March, but sadly, I don't think we'll be able to get back until the end of March of 2023. Do you think we'll miss Enchantment? Will Guardians of the Galaxy be open by then? I would love to catch all the new attractions. We are also looking forward to Harmonious, Tron, Remy's, and Space 220. Thanks. So I think you're going to get everything in March of 220. You're going to get Guardians. You're going to get Tron, Harmonious, Remy's, Space 220. Do you think Enchantment's going to be something that sticks around for a decade, like say a Wishes? I mean, I can't say Happily Ever After because that thing I hardly knew ye. It's gone.
I know, right? So we know that it'll be around for at least 18 months, right? Because this is a celebration like Disney does, right? And it's going to last from October for 18 months. So I'm really excited about that. Whether or not what will happen after that, I don't know. That's anyone's guess. I hope to see it around for a little bit because just some of the things you sort of hear, the rumors and stuff, it sounds fantastic. And each subsequent, like, I was really sad to see Wishes go. And I know you were too, Mike, but I love what they did with Happily Ever After. I think it was just such a cool thing. Plus, they kept that Hercules song in it that came from Wishes. I mean, it came from Hercules, but it was a big part of Wishes, and it's a big part of this one too. And I love that they do that. So I think it'll be around for a while. And it'll be a great time to go because you will be getting to see all those things. The last time they were there, Tron looked fantastic. So it's going to be not only a fantastic ride, but I'm so excited for what it brings to Tomorrowland too. It changes the landscape of that land. So
it does, because it's undeveloped land that they're putting something new on, which is good. A lot of times you're just replacing something. This is making Tomorrowland larger outside the berm there. It's gonna be exciting. Yeah, you gotta stop that. You mentioned Go the Distance, the song from Hercules. So my daughters kill me because both of them, because that song gets me. It's like my running song, because I know I'm not really a runner, but I try as hard as I can. I'm an old dude and I just try to get to the finish line every day. And the thing is, that song, man, chokes me up all the time, especially in Happily Ever After. I cry. I'll be honest. I cry every time it comes on Happily Ever After. And so they just dog me on that every time. So we were on the cruise last month, right? And so we're playing Disney music trivia, and that was the answer. And they both me because they played, it's like one of those things. They put like 3 seconds of the song, and they're like, "Are you gonna cry?" I'm like, "No, let's go the distance. Write it down. It's from Hercules." So mean.
I love those trivia games on the ship because it's competitive and people are like whispering, like you're communicating your social security number, right? They protect that more. Your social security is protect less than your answer to the trivia question. So.
Okay. Pet peeve on that, just a little bit, just a small thing. And I hope it's not you that's listening to the show, but the people who get 38 out of 38 and just rub it in your face. If I win, I don't care. You're playing for a keychain. I just want to have fun. Some people I swear that's their Super Bowl. I get it. I'm as competitive as anybody comes. Don't get me wrong. I'll throw down in checkers or anything. But
I've seen it. Yes.
People throw down at those trivias on the ships. I'm just saying.
They do. It's like they're winning a Nobel Prize or something.
Yes.
You want to know how I know I'm smart? Because I won music trivia. Boom.
Boom. Check out my keychain or my little sticker for my cell phone. Okay. Len's got a question here, and he's going to actually be heading to the Contemporary in 4 weeks. Big family trip, Bay Lake Tower. I'm so excited for him. We've been working on this for a year.
That's awesome.
It's, that picture of the grandpacks, a bunch of those went to Len's house. Just saying. Send me the email today. Okay. Let's see here. So he says, how's Disney housekeeping working these days? There's still a chance to get special treatment housekeepers used to leave, like Mickey, towel-shaped Mickeys, or are they not going to get that because they're trying to minimize the exposure to the rooms? So talk to us about housekeeping these days. What are you saying?
So housekeeping has changed, and I think there's, a few reasons for that. I think that they really don't want anyone coming into another guest room and then your room. The potential for exposure is it's exponentially growing, right? Because of the number of people that housekeeper would be in. So not a great idea for a housekeeper to visit multiple locations and then find that. They are doing a really thorough cleaning in between each guest. I mean, the things that we've always wanted, right? I've always wanted my remote to be sealed in plastic.
Ever came up with that idea at some staff meeting at Disney? What if we
we
really cleaned it really well and put it in because you know what? I don't even take it out of the bag. I just use it through the bag now.
Right. So they are doing that. What they will do is more of a trash and towel service every other day. But I think one of the things to keep in mind is it's not like you have to wait for clean towels. If you want clean towels, pick up the phone and give them a call. They're happy to drop them off anytime. You need more soap, you need more coffee, you need any of those things, they're available for you. But they're not going to do the deep down clean. And I don't think that they're doing any of the towel animals at this point in time as well, just because I don't know. They aren't doing that kind of thing. The one thing though I will say is every now and then when you go to check in, there will be
I have gotten them at check-in. That's your chance where you're
Yes.
going to get it because it's like a fresh start. Yeah,
Right.
I have gotten them during my COVID trips, but they're always when I arrive into the room the first day.
Exactly. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's kind of a random draw. I mean, you can't really request it. I mean, if you get one, you get one. If you don't,
If you really want them though, watch the YouTube because there's probably a few videos and you could like make them.
Okay, everybody wait outside for a second. Give me 5
Right.
minutes. You know what? That's why you go on a cruise, because you can learn to fold towels.
Yes, towel animals for sure.
Well, I'm telling you, the stuff that you do on cruises is awesome. Glenn's also following up with a good question. He said silly question, but it's really not. He says, what is a signature dining location that I just brought up? Is it just a designation for the dining plans? So Pam, just give us a generality, because we do use terms on this show here a lot that maybe,
Yeah.
kind of curious about. So what determines signature and just regular dining locations?
So think of the signature locations as the cream of the crop when it comes to the different dining locations. It's going to be a table service location, but this is going to be something that you're probably going to see prices that reflect a higher level of service, better ingredients, a more skilled presentation and preparation of your food. They sort of did use it for the dining plan, but it's also just used sort of in general to describe most of the better table service restaurants. And most of the deluxe restaurants or the deluxe resorts have a signature location and then a regular table service location. So we were just talking about the Contemporary. California Grill would be the signature location. And of course, the Steakhouse 71 will probably be the regular location. That's what I'm assuming. At the Grand Floridian, they have a few signature locations. Citrico's and Arcusi's are both considered signature, while you have the Grand Floridian Cafe is their regular table service restaurant. And then hopefully in 1900 Park Fair, we will see it again. That's the character dining location. In addition to signature and standard table service reservation, we also have quick service locations. And those are ones where you're going to be able to go up to the counter and order something, or order something using mobile ordering as it is right now. We like those too, because they offer food that's like available right there on the go. They have a bunch of different choices. It's less, it's priced less, things like that. There's also lounges and that kind of a restaurant, which really sort of fits in between a table service and a quick service location. And snack stands. I think that's our other snack stands are our other thing. And I mentioned real quickly the character dining, which is considered a table service restaurant. So
Joe says Ronto Roasters is his signature dining, which I don't disagree with, but that just confuses the whole situation. No, basically though, on the dining plan, a signature dining experience would require 2 credits per person for that meal, where everything else would require 1 credit. So that's really how you could tell in the Disney dining plan days. Kind of following up, Mary Jane has a question here. This is going to be our last question today. Do you think the dining plan will be back as we know it by 2022, or do you think they're going to change that too? I would assume there are going to be some tweaks and changes to the dining plans when they come back, just because it's an opera. They've always changed them from year to year. Mm-hmm. They added that one like 4th layer to it right before the COVID shutdown. It's been so long, I can't remember what it was called.
Dining Plan Plus.
Yeah, that was it. Yes. I mean, it seems like it was 10 years ago at this point.
I know, right?
I would imagine some tweaking and stuff like that, but and I would say we'll have dining plans prior to the end of the year. If I had to guess, I don't know anything, but I would guess.
Wow, I would like that. I hope that comes true. I hope that that's one of your predictions in that space too. I agree, Mike. I think that it's a great opportunity to tweak some things. Maybe, one of the things that we're going to need is the ability for mobile ordering to be able to pay, you'd be able to use the dining plan and mobile order, since that's something that we've all sort of become accustomed to. And I actually personally love mobile ordering. It's one of my favorite things that has come out of everything is the ability to do that. I think it's great. And who knows what the plans will look like? Who knows what it'll be called? Who knows what will be available? But, Disney has said that the dining plans are coming back in some way. So I'd love to see that.
So instead of the just being called the Disney Dining Plan, the Disney Dining Plan Plus, are we going to have the Incredible Dining Plan and the Sorcerer's Dining Plan? And
Right? We need something because like
No.
the Disney dining plan is too short of a name for Disney, first of all.
You track all that stuff. Though, like, I'm trying to think, okay, is a sorcerer like would a sorcerer slay an incredible? Because I'm trying to think like what's the higher level? I'm trying to look at the hierarchy.
Does slaying determine the higher level? Is that what it is? You have to actually slay someone.
Is it like superheroes? Like, I mean, like obviously the Incredipass is the more expensive one. Doesn't have any blackout dates, so apparently an Incredible should be able to just wipe out all the things under it. I mean, I would think, but that's how my brain works. So I just call them dining plan plus dining plan, quick service dining plan. That makes sense to this little brain. So,
but it's too short of a name. Like we need a big long name, or it's not something Disney.
Seriously, I know, for real. After this past 2 years, I just keep it simple, Disney. One last question, because Joe's been so funny today, and I said it was the last one. If you have a hotel reservation, park pass, and park reservation, do you have to be on property to get a boarding group? No. You can do that from anywhere. You can do it from Pittsburgh. Ticket to Pittsburgh. You can, though. Okay, so that is it. Thank you so much for the great questions, both in the inbox and in our live chat. You guys were on fire today. You guys were the honorary Ricky to the show, and we appreciate you being here. If you want to join us, we record live on Mondays, usually around 5:45 Eastern, so plan on that and join us as we record the shows. Don't forget, today's show brought to you by the Magic for Less Travel. Lots of great guests of the Magic for Less in the live chat today, and we appreciate that so much. If you'd like to have us assist you in making your next vacation the best ever, we're going to help you out. So drop by themagicforless.com. You can check out all the specials for Walt Disney World, Disneyland, Cruise Line, even Adventures by Disney. Pam will be on the cruise line back to back next week. She's going to have a lot of great information on sailing the cruise line. Of course, I just got back from the Dream as well. We can tell you exactly what it's like, what you can expect, how it's awesome. I'm just saying how it is really great to cruise right now. We'll take great care of you. So drop by the Magic for Less, fill out that quote form while you're there, mention the show, and we'll be planning a great trip together. Again, check them out at themagicforless.com. Also, please use our Amazon affiliate link when you shop online. One extra click does help us out a lot. It's beourguestpodcast.com/Amazon. And thank you so very much to our patrons for allowing us to put this show out all around the world 4 times a week. I hope you can always tell we love doing these shows. We laugh a lot. We have a good time. We try to get some good information out there, but we are a community, and our patrons really help come to the plate to help us get this out there. Thank you so much for that. Our patrons also get Mike in the Midwest every Thursday. If you'd like more information on becoming a patron yourself, just visit patreon.com/beourguestpodcast. Give us a follow on the social media. I'm at beourguestmike on Instagram and Twitter. Pam is at TMFLT Pam, but I'm going to tell you what. Go over to Instagram and follow this, The Magic for Less. Is it The Magic for Less Travel or The Magic for Less? It's The Magic for Less, right?
That's a good question.
I'm trying to give the follow. I don't even know what exactly it is, but there was a killer picture today of the Dream, like looking through a window. They're super creative. Whoever is putting the
Daniel, right?
Good. It's good stuff. So check that out. I think it's The Magic for Less.
I'm actually going there right now.
We're going to find out.
We're going to find out.
I should fire up my phone because it'll probably be the first one that pops up because of the algorithm, because I'm always liking.
The Magic for Less Travel. I was trying to remember if that fit into, how there's a character limit, right?
I thought the same thing. I was like, does that fit? But I don't want to have to do math at the end of a podcast. So give them a follow over there for some great content. If you're sitting in a staff meeting or something and you're flipping through Instagram, it's cool to see the cruise ships. Just saying, been there.
Yeah.
Also, Sunday night live show, 7:00 Eastern, 6:00 Central. You, me, and Scotty G. Give us a call. We'll have some fun with that. All right, we're going to get out of here. We'll be back again on Friday. Ricky is standing by to join us for that show. So we are going to have a good time, and hopefully the dog will not bark. So until we see you again, for Pam and Ricky, I'm Mike, wishing you a great Wednesday. Time to get back to work. Stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you real soon. Good stuff. Let me save that one. Episode 1965. Edited. Love the name of the Boo Bash. Yeah, Len is exactly right. The Boo Bash. Like, you know what you're getting. You're getting a bash. Boo. Halloween. Hello.
Right. And you have alliteration too, right?
There's no, you're not expecting Christmas carols. You know what I'm saying? It's called the Boo Bash. I mean, exactly. You're not getting the Easter Bunny. Exactly. 100%, Len. Oh, I should probably add Ricky. I sent her the link. Hang on. She's not watching. Send her a text. I'm giving everybody Ricky's phone number. We are ready. Sounds like I'm at the Mizzou game because when we get ready to come out in the field, they play a song. We ready. It's not grammatically correct, but we ready. We are ready. It's an educational institution. Because I'm a teacher. Da, 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 da. All righty. Have a good one, Joe. Dance practice. Mallory has cheer as every night of the week. And Len helped us out. It is the magic for less travel. God bless you.
I know, right? How horrible that we didn't know.
That's what I do for a living. And this is the coder of the company. And then,
I know, but like I can switch back and forth between my profile and the business profile, but I don't know what it is. Thankfully, I don't have to sign in.
I see it, but it's one of those things. I see it.
I know. Okay. See the logo? By the way, our new logo, it always looks so good there.
That's clean. So here's just a little Rickyism. She knows she's coming on the show, right? Because she had to stab me. She just finished cooking her pretzel, she says in the chat. Well,
is she gonna be eating during the
podcast? That was when I was connecting the dots. That's what I was.
I think jerking's okay. Eating is challenging.
I'm getting a soda real quick. Well, I'll wait.
We do drink during the podcast. I mean, just water. There's typically water in here. Mike drinks Coke, 0, of course. I think eating though is a little more challenging to do when you're trying to podcast.
If you need me. Pretzels should only take 45 seconds to cook, by the way.
Right?
Where is she? Wait, another text. Nope, same text.
I don't have my phone in here.
You're not getting on our watch?
Sometimes I unpair them because.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
I mean, I just get tired of it.
Well, actually, I just put mine on Do Not Disturb. We ready?
Yeah, I'm not as good as remembering to take mine off of the Do Not Disturb.
Same. We'll see. Mine
I find it like a day later. I'm like, oh shoot.
So I scheduled Do Not Disturb every night at 10:30 because the thing is, like, sometimes like in Europe or all the time zones, and so some people text like in the middle of the night, and so I put on Do Not Disturb starting at 10:30, and it goes off automatically at 7:30 in the morning. So my time. So even if I leave it on Do Not Disturb, it'll click off in the morning anyway. So that's kind of a good thing if you schedule it. So I keep you from doing that.
That is a good thing.
So maybe just schedule it for like 1 minute and then it would kick off if you forget.
Okay, back.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, bye. And there she goes.
Are we done?
Hey, Ricky, how's it going?
Is that it?
Hey, how's it going? Good. How are you doing? Nice. Yeah. That was a good day. Yeah. How's that meeting? That was good. Sell some cars? Yep. Beamers? Yep. Yes, we are all going to be there for October 1st. Even hashtag Scotty G.
We are.
I'm so pumped.
I know. I was thinking about like on the 50th. So here's my concern. Ready for it? I am scared that morning it's going to be a madhouse to get into the Magic Kingdom.
Oh yeah, it will be.
I know. That's why I'm thinking of arriving later in the morning.
So if you have a theme park reservation, you're going to get in, right?
Yeah, guaranteed.
Okay, that's what I thought. Okay, so that's what we're talking about. Like what, like logistics of the 50th weekend, what we're excited for, what we need.
Well, that's easy enough.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
Hi.
How was your meeting?
We're
You didn't
here.
get canned, did you?
Huh?
You didn't get canned, did you?
No. Thankfully.
Good.
Thankfully, no.
Time
But
to bring everybody in at the end of the day. You never know, man. It's like, hey, everybody, how you doing? You're tired.
it was before the end of the day, but yeah.
Okay, good.
I get that. It just lasted till the end of the day.
Whatever. People like at my school, we always got to vote on if you wanted morning staff meetings or after school staff meetings, and all these ladies would vote for after school staff.
No.
You are crazy. Do the sucker at 8:00 because there's a hard out, right? I mean, when those buses start hard out, if you do it after school, you always had because I always had big staff. Well, until I taught gifted. I taught the biggest staff, like 90 people on the staff meeting. There'd always be 2 people that would raise hands,
toward the end
with dumb questions. In the meeting, if you have to ask this question, go talk to the principal after my butt is in my Jeep going home.
Right?
Yeah. I know.
Well, ours was not any questions. That's not what delayed it. So,
oh my God. Are you for real holding me hostage for that question?
Yes.
Right.
It's not that hard. Figure it out.
It's not. That's not. That's not ours.
If it was you had a question about something, I just asked for forgiveness rather than permission. That was always my thing.
True.
And everyone, though, I think feels that way. There's always a couple of people that ask questions at the end of every meeting, and you're like, I don't want you to ask any more questions.
Please stop.
I want you to not ask questions.
Exactly.
The 3 of us kind of look like an Irish flag: green, orange, white.
Yeah, we do.
Yep, she's gonna be eating a pretzel during the show.
I'm
There you
sure.
Oh,
Those were
wow.
you guys had on the bingo card.
I had a pretzel.
You get that for your bingo card. Yes, that's right.
I was like, I'm not wasting this pretzel.
You're killing me. You are killing me because I'm so hungry.
I'm sorry. I had it cooking and I'm like, Mike's gonna tell. Oh, Mike told me right as the pretzel dinged. Dang it. Okay, it's from Quick Trip. It's actually pretty good.
They are good. Yeah, the cinnamon ones are even
No,
better.
there's just a pumpkin one.
Ugh.
What do you mean, ugh?
The cinnamon.
I do like pumpkin. I don't even know what is Quick Trip. Is it
It's a gas station.
Oh, okay.
But they sell pizzas and they have
Like you can see, I honestly have not pumped my own gas in a very, very long time.
For real?
Well, then.
Yeah, I just don't Steve usually takes care of that.
Really?
Because we don't have full service stations.
That is not what happens in my family. Brian does not pump my gas for me.
Yes, on the way home, I just saw in the text.
I mean, I don't feel like I'm above it or anything. It's just one of those things that my husband does for me.
Nope, mine sure doesn't. He makes me pump my own gas. Unless I'm with him, then he will pump it for me.
Same.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. But I mean, yeah, she's got her car.
He ain't taking my car, today to go fill it up with gas. If I need gas on the way home, I'm filling it up myself. So,
are you gonna be ready to do a show?
I'm ready. Let's do this.
Dude, you're eating a pretzel and you're choking. Can we really start?
Yeah, we can start.
Wow. I'm just gonna be here drinking my water quietly.
Daisy's trying to eat my pretzel. This is why we're a professional podcast team right here.
Not professional.
Okay, so is the dog going to start barking for the pretzel in the next 5 minutes?
No, she's good.
I get Riley back Wednesday, by the way.
Hey, that's on the bingo card. So if she does, I mean,
No, I don't want to edit. I'm hungry. Okay, here we go.
I had Taco Bell for lunch today. It was good.
Yep, Pam had it for dinner last night even. Okay.
Not this Pam. Not this Pam.
No, my Pam.
Yeah.
I think I'm due for 2000, man. It's coming up quick. We're doing too many shows. It's fast. Okay, so I'll be in 2 months. Okay, here we go. Welcome to episode 1967 of the Be Our Guest Walt Disney World Trip Planning Podcast. I'm your host, Mike Rallman from BeOurGuestPodcast.com and one of the senior agents over at the Magic for Less Travel, which we have confirmed on Instagram. If you're with us on Wednesday, it is at the Magic for Less Travel to follow. Do that now because we had to do research ourselves, and that's sad because it was Pam and I trying to figure out what the the handle was on Instagram, but it is confirmed.
See, this is why you need me to be on shows. I'm just saying.
No, shout out to listener Len, who was in the live chat, who confirmed it for us. And
Thanks, Len, for following us and knowing our name.
That's how our week was going on Wednesday. But we're here. It's Friday. We've made it to another weekend, and hopefully it's going to be a fun one for you. I get to head out to the zoo on Saturday to watch our Mizzou Tigers hopefully pound the Southeast Missouri State Redhawks. Because again, it's always good when you play an in-state school with a directional name. That's how you kind of look at it if you're a Power 5 university. But we'll see. We didn't win last week, so hopefully we'll bounce back. Anyway, we're going to be talking Disney, having a good time. So joining us, she's back. We have Ricky from the mouseforless.com, who may or may not be eating a pumpkin pretzel from Quick Trip right now. There's a couple bites left, so don't talk.
Oh no, there's an entire pretzel left.
Okay, well, just put it away. 35 minutes, and then the thing's all yours. What's going on,
But
Ricky?
it's warm and delicious right now. I just had it in the oven, so I'm just saying. Yeah.
So what's going on?
You all might want to be following along with me on social this weekend. I'm just throwing that out there. I may or may not be in Walt Disney World this weekend.
So also Pam is going on a back-to-back cruise, so there's going to be lots of good content coming your way on the
Nice.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, I may or may not have gotten into a Remy's Ratatouille Adventure preview. Just saying. May or not, may not have happened.
It's not,
I've written it before. So
I know, yeah, we're just messing with you. It's awesome. Yeah. Everybody's loving that ride.
Yeah, I've definitely ridden it before, but my goal is to ride Remy's, to see the new Club Cool, which is supposed to be open, to see the Creation Shop, to hopefully, we'll see. I'm still not sure it exists, but Space 220 is supposed to open the day I leave. I'm going to try to get in there. I'm going to try very, very hard to get into Space 220 if it actually opens.
You need a flight. I do have a kid-sized flight suit.
Okay. All right. That's good.
With my 6th grader.
That's good. And I may hit up some Halloween Horror Nights at Universal. I have a lot that I'm trying to cram into one trip, so we'll see how it works out.
Okay, so here's one thing I want you to try for me, because I heard Len talking about over in their show. That crepe place.
Oh yeah. In the Frank's Pavilion.
If it happens to be open, because it was open during.
Well, yeah, because when my preview,
I don't know if it'll be open for an AP.
My preview is in the evening, and mine's at like 8:00 at night. So I don't know if it will be open. The quick service maybe, but I don't think the table service is.
Okay, so real quick, let me get Pam introduced. Let me ask Pam.
Oh yeah,
okay. Pam Forrester, co-owner of the Magic for Less Travel. You know her, you love her. She's up in Pittsburgh. Pam, the obligatory happy Friday. How's it going?
Happy Friday. It's going great. I mean, I'm on a cruise, so I don't think it gets much better than that. I'm just going to say, and here's what I'm going to be doing. Ready? First of all, I'm going to be enjoying my veranda and looking out at the ocean, because literally that's one of my favorite things to do on a cruise, right? Hands down, one of the best. On a cruise, you need to get up and see the sunset, and you need to stay up to see flip that.
No, you don't have to stay up all night to see the sunrise. You can actually just get up early. But you stay up
wow. Yeah. Well, I stay up so late that I have to. No. You got to get up in the morning to see the sunrise and, of course, watch the sunset. That's a good day. Any day where you get to see the sunrise and the sunset, I think is a good day. But anyway, so looking forward to that. And just here's what I'm making myself do. I've already decided. I'm definitely watching a movie on the Funnel-Vision.
Yes.
Something about a movie on the Funnel-Vision.
So I was on this, last month, and they showed it was the last night of our cruise. They did The Last Jedi on Funnel-Vision. Started at 10:30. I went down to the pizza window, just grabbed all kinds of slices of pizza.
Yes.
Back there and watched The Last Jedi. Man, I was in heaven because we're out at sea.
Right.
There's nothing better.
There's not. The movie is like 10 times better when you see it on television.
Oh yeah.
At least. So.
It's like, back in the Midwest, I'd be like, watching a movie on a big screen TV, in the back of an F-150 going down, Interstate 70, That'd be like the Hoosier version of it. Anyway, okay, so here's what I asked you, Pam, the creperie. So I'm kind of confused about crepes because I've never been to Europe, never been to real France, and never had a real crepe. I know there's a crepe place. You can get crepes at Walt Disney World even before. Yeah, so now, are they savory? Because I've always thought of them as like a dessert. Are they like a quesadilla with like stuff in the middle of it?
Yeah, that's sort of. I mean, it's sort of a good thing. So when you have sort of a tortilla, typically it's either corn or a flour tortilla, and a crepe is really just going to be a lot of eggs and a little bit of other ingredients in it. But they can be used to wrap things that are sweet, which is how so many of us know them, right? They have like Nutella or something, other fantastic in there, strawberries and whipped cream, but they're also so good filled with savory something or other. In fact, Universal has a great one that has like roast beef, like a short rib kind of crepe that is really, really good. Yeah, it's so good. But anyways, looking at the menu at what Disney has at their creperie there in that location, they're going to have both sweet and savory. So it's definitely going to be worth checking out. It's really like a crepe is just like the perfect vehicle for so many things because it lets whatever is in it really shine and like stand out. So
is this a flashback? We're looking back on 50 years. We're going to talk about the 50th, what we're looking forward to on the trip for the 50th anniversary, what we need to think about at this point, a couple of weeks out. That's kind of the focus of today's show, but we're going to get to some stuff before that. Is this like a modified version of the Handwich, which was celebrated back in the 70s, 80s?
Picture the vehicle being about 1/20th the thickness of the bread that was part of the Handwich. The Handwich. We were talking about on Wednesday's show, looking through that Birnbaum guide, we were like, we're eating a St. Angelin because it's there. And you saw that beautiful picture, right? I remember looking at the picture of the Handwich and being just like, oh my gosh, we've got to get one of these. There's a Handwich. Have you ever heard of one of these? Like, it was like a newfangled thing. So anyways.
How are these things not a thing like in all four parks at this point? Because I just think, we're in this very mobile, you're moving from place to place.
Yeah.
There's certain things I just wonder why they're not popular right now. I mean, you got, let's face it, you got to have your smartphone in one hand, a Handwich in the other, and you're set for a great Disney trip. I mean, Ricky, do you not agree? I mean, the Handwich is like, this could be like this is like, it's been waiting for prime time and this is it.
I mean, I 100% agree. I feel like they kind of did it in California Adventure at the Cozy Cone, but like, they never have really done well at Walt Disney World, and I'm not sure why. Maybe because they're not sold out of cones, like buildings that look like cones. I don't know, but yeah, I mean, I'm all in on the Handwich. I've actually never had one, so
I haven't either, but I've heard about them forever. And like, I'm just thinking, God, it's the greatest invention in the history of man. Anyway, okay, so before we hop into what we need to think about for the 50th trip, let's just talk about some news real quick that's hitting. Yeehaw Bob, coming back to the Roost. You're welcome. We made it happen.
We did make it happen. You're welcome.
We have a knack.
We do.
Said, that should happen, and it does. We had no inside information. I mean, we're just connecting the dots. I mean, it would be nice if, and all of a sudden he's up there announcing it. So there we go. Also, some other news. We have some good news and some bad news. Okay, Pam, you get to pick. You want the good news or the bad news first? We're going to talk about. What do you want?
Do the bad news first, and end on a
Yeah, good idea. Finding Nemo the musical. Maybe I heard that.
Well, I mean, it seems like it, but I still don't. The source that had it, I'm not.
Okay, well, that's good.
I'm not. Look, let's put it this way. I don't necessarily base everything off the source that had the details. All right, let's just go with that.
You know what? The only thing I thought about that was that's one less thing that I can cry at.
Well, that's true.
Every time, I was like, I love that show.
I hope they're wrong. I hope they're wrong. Let's put it that way.
Okay. Yeah. Good news. The very, very, very good news.
Yes.
You can now mobile order things like cupcakes.
Hallelujah.
Like little snacky things like cake pops.
Can I just tell you how awesome, dangerous this is? Yes. Oh my gosh. The only thing I will say is that the end of this will not be available at the end of the night. Like, you will have to have pre-ordered your food well in advance if you want to pick it up at 10 o'clock on your way out of the park. Like, just know, pre-order that. Like, we talk about pre-ordering stuff ahead of time. The sweet shops, I think, are definitely, especially when the confectionery comes online, 100% going to be a place where you're going to want to pre-order your snack ahead of time. So, but it's amazing. I love that it's coming online. So,
I know, Bam, is that not like, I mean, people always, Disney fans, we get a little riled up with some things, and sometimes it's about pricing and stuff. And you always see, oh, Disney's trying to get every last quarter out of me. Well, this is how they're trying to get my last quarter. I mean, mobile order a cupcake. I mean, smart move, Disney, because it's a lot easier to push that button and be like, do I need a cupcake? Yeah, I need a cupcake. Boom.
I know. Like, I wonder if they're going to have like a runner seated outside, like the little sweet shop, and be like, here you go. Here you go. Here you go.
You know what, though? Like, say, because we're always looking into the future, right? And I mean, Disney, like Epcot back in the day, it was always featuring like robotics and, you know, all these ways to make the future awesome. I mean, eventually, you think about Sprinkles, they have the cupcake ATM. What they need to have is like a big vending machine. Okay, it's like if you go to Lowe's or Home Depot, they have these lockers. Like, you know, you buy something online, they throw it in a locker.
Yes, I've used it before. Yeah.
Boom. I mean, right there, like little cupcake cubbies, you know, like, oh yeah, order my cupcake. Boom. And just, you know, at the end of the night, grab it on the way out and you have it on the bus. You shouldn't probably eat on the bus, but man, just saying, it's a good idea.
That's
so,
genius. Yeah.
I mean, things are happening. It's good. And the thing is, like, over the past couple of, you know, the past month or so, it's starting to feel like we're getting over the hump where things, you know, you can go to Columbia Harbor House now and have lunch or dinner. And, you know, we have these, you know, seasonal events happening. You got the decorations back up, the pumpkins. Things are feeling good. I'm excited. So we're going down soon. All three of us, and Scotty G is going to be there. We're going to be down for the 50th. So as we're a couple of weeks out, let's kind of start with this, Pam. So, like, what has you jazzed? Like, you know, we got the golden statues in the past week, you know, kind of out there now here's my only pet peeve about that. And again, it's me being an old crabby old guy. Like, I kind of want to discover these things, but because I'm on social media, like, I know where they all are now. But I mean, I shouldn't be on social media if I want to be surprised. I would have liked, and seeing them in person will be different than seeing the snapshots on Twitter and stuff. But what are you excited for as we get ready to head down a couple? You're actually just staying there for forever. So
I know, right?
What are you excited for that trip over the 50th weekend?
So there's just so many things. And first of all, I think one of the things I'm most excited about is that I don't think we know all the things yet. And I do like that. I mean, I absolutely, you know, love reading the information as it is shared. And I know so many people do too. But I like that I feel like there are a few surprises still left up their sleeves. I also really like how they've sort of accelerated the timeline for a lot of things in a way that I didn't think was going to be possible, say 6 months to 9 months ago, right? Who would have thought that, first of all, we're going to have a new restaurant in the Contemporary. We're going to have, like, these things weren't even on anyone's radar really until one day they were like, guess what? We're closing the Wave. We're doing this. Where Space 220, I know it seems like it's been forever, but I wasn't sure that it was actually going to be ready here. So I think that there are a few things that they've really stepped up that timeline on that I have to give Disney credit for this, because during a time, I think, when it was really challenging to step things up, they did in a big way. So
Right. I mean, I agree with that. I still don't, until I am in Space 220, I don't think it exists.
I'm hoping it will be this weekend for me. I'm so hoping. Oh my gosh.
I don't even know if I see Ricky in a picture in that place.
I know, right? I will take a picture. If I'm in there, I will take a picture of my feet standing inside the building going, look, my feet are here.
Like you could green screen that. I gotta lick the wall or something, you know, like I gotta be in there to make sure it
exists. Please don't lick the wall of Space 220.
Yeah, that's true. Space is less germy than Earth, so, you know, who knows. So what about you, Ricky? I mean, you know, we've been looking at, and I was talking about this with Scott the other day. It's like, it was so, you know, like, oh, it's pie in the sky. It's the 50th anniversary of Walt Disney World. It was a year out. It was months and months away. And now, like, you know, it's almost time to start packing. So yeah. What are you excited for heading down for this? Because it's not a normal vacation, really, to be honest.
No, it will not for, I think not for us Disney fans. It's not.
Yeah.
And you talk about having been looking forward to this for a year. I've been literally looking forward to this date for 10 years. And that's not a joke. I remember walking out of the Magic Kingdom on the 40th, telling myself I will be here for the 50th. And I, you know, come whatever may, I will be here for the 50th. So this has been in the works for me for 10 years. Like I said, I made it so that I could do this. You know, my annual pass, renewal was too far away for me to be able to like make a reservation. So I literally bought a 1-day ticket so that I could be at the Magic Kingdom on the 50th. So that I could have that park pass reservation. You know, I made a room reservation. I'm actually staying on property. I hardly ever stay on property. I am doing that. I did that to make sure that I was going to be there, be able to be in the parks that day. Like I did everything I possibly could. So for me, this really has been in the works for 10 years because I've been so looking forward to being there on the 50th. It's just, having been to the 40th and experiencing that day and how so incredibly cool it was to be there for that. And all the pomp and circumstance that we got to experience. I mean, I'm sure they're not going to have, they had that ceremony and stuff like that. I know that they're not going to have that because they don't want people like crowding around the castle or anything like that this year. But
was it crowded in the hub on the 40th? We're standing on like between the Liberty Square and the Adventureland, like split off of the hub.
Yes.
On the left side, God, it was just a sea of humanity.
It was totally a sea of humanity, which is where the hashtag Disney Anarchy came from. Yeah, exactly. So, but getting to be there on the 50th, getting to actually be in the park on the 50th is so special. I remember the last time we were there on the 40th, we all did I think we made a point to do like attractions that had been open on the, on opening day. And I'm sure we'll probably do something like that again this year. Although probably most of our time will be spent in the hub waiting for fireworks, I'm sure. But, because they are debuting a new fireworks show.
Get your spot by 3.
Exactly. Yeah. So, but the whole point of me being there in the, on the 50th is not to get in the most number of rides or not to, do this or that or have this snack or buy this merchandise. The whole point of me being there on the 50th is to be there on the 50th with the people that I love, which is you guys. So that was the whole point. Yeah, that's literally the whole point.
The people on social media were saying we should do Amazing Race.
Oh my gosh.
That'd be some good TV.
Doing Amazing Race?
Oh yeah, that'd be some good TV. I'm just saying.
I'm sure I would, yeah.
Yeah. Back to the 50th though. So real quick, Pam, what do you think though? Give some advice because we were talking about this before, we were recording the Wednesday show is that, and everybody's been talking about this, that, when I go down over the summer, I went this past summer, it was vacation, like we wanted to ride all the rides, wanted to eat all the restaurants. This is almost like it's just a historical event for a Disney fan. Like you just want to say I was there, where like Ricky just said, I have no expectations for how many rides I'll ride on October 1st at the Magic Kingdom. 5 would be a high number, probably down to 1 or 2. But I'm cool with that. Like, I just want to be there for what's going to happen. And, I think I would have FOMO if I wasn't there. But I know here's the thing though. I'm not trying to make people feel bad that aren't going to be there that weekend because this celebration is going to continue.
Absolutely.
For the foreseeable future. So you can go in January and get exactly what we're going to get, the same fireworks, and so don't have that FOMO. It's just that, this is what I do for a living. This is my thing. So I really want to be there with my peeps. It's like some people that are into comics, do the Comic Cons. Like this is my gathering. Yes. So Pam, what do you give folks though that are going down, because you got to temper your expectations and change them for something like this.
Yeah. So when you're going there for something like this, you aren't, as we mentioned, going to do rides or the attractions are not number one on your list of things to do. You're going there to sort of be a part of what this is. And it is going to be some incredible stuff because first of all, we're going to see on the 50th, the debut of the new fireworks show in Magic Kingdom and also in Epcot. So if you're in either one of those 2 parks, you're really going to be treated to something spectacular. I think that when I am thinking about this, I was thinking about this, for the past few days. Do I want to be there first thing when it opens on the 50th? Is that important to me? Or is it something I'm going to go later in the day and then, make it through to fireworks? Is that going to be something that, and I don't know. I think that each person is really different in this space. And when you think about like what you really want to get done, I know that it's challenging, to be there before it opens and to be waiting there, right, for an hour or 2 prior to opening. With park reservations, it is not like you're going to get shut out of the park. We don't have to wait for like a level 1 closing, a level 2 closing, level 3, right? You know how you used to see those things. You're going to be able to later in the day, if that's when you want to start your day there. So I don't know how many people are going to be doing that, but I may be in the group that chooses to do it that way. I don't know. I haven't really set that whole thing, up in my mind. And Disney has not, and probably will not be putting out here's the schedule of events, because like Ricky had mentioned, they don't really want people queuing up, in front of for some big celebration. And I think at different points in time, they did announce that there is not going to be some big ceremony. So
yeah.
That's a good point.
Nothing like there was for the 40th. There was this cavalcade that took place, and then they had a presentation and stuff like that on the castle. And that was early in the morning, and I don't think any of that's going to be happening this year.
It's just kind of a person who doesn't know the logistics of the company and the hierarchy and all that. The speeches at the the 40th weren't that great. Let's be. They celebrated the 40th anniversary of Walt Disney World, but I didn't get a lot of bang for my buck. Give me fireworks.
Well, we're gonna get those this year.
I don't think we're missing anything by not having speeches. Here's the thing, though. I was going to ask you both, what's something that Disney has not announced that could be unexpected that kind of just emotionally brings you to your knees? And here's the thing is and I know that, Disneyland was Walt's park. Walt Disney World was kind of Walt's dream, but he didn't have any, he didn't walk on Main Street in the Magic Kingdom, nothing like that. He saw the land and so forth. That's about as far as he got, but anything that they have with Walt's voice, they're not going to have a communal ceremony at the hub. We get that. It's not the time for that right now. But if somehow over the speaker system, the sound system, in Tomorrowland, they find some old Tomorrowland loops or some old stuff they played in Adventureland in the 70s, or, just every once in a while, a top of the hour, just some audio from Walt talking about, his famous quotes. Dude, don't do it, Disney, because I'll be amazed. That would be something that would be easy to do that would get to the hardcore fan that's there on October 1st. I don't think it's going to happen, but that's something that I would love to see. So, Ricky, is there anything like that you're just probably not going to happen, but I've thought of this and this might be something that would be really cool?
What you said is exactly what I was thinking, actually. That would be exceptionally cool to, have Walt's voice. Like you said, he didn't get to experience the park, but, he was instrumental in getting it started. So that to me would be something, maybe something, special cavalcades or something for the 50th. They have been doing all the cavalcades in general. And I think a really special 50th anniversary cavalcade, which I think that they have kind of announced, but they haven't really shared a whole lot about. So I think that would be something. I'm pretty sure, or am I making that up, that they're having a special 50th cavalcade? Maybe I'm making that up.
Well, I think what I'm guessing is that the cavalcades will have kind of a gold layer to the floats.
Yeah, I'm sure that they will. So, but it would have been really cool if they had some sort of special 50th anniversary cavalcade that they were ta-da, here we are.
I just thought of this. What if at dinner time they come over the loudspeaker and they're like, ladies and gentlemen, we're celebrating 50 years of Walt Disney World. Get your curb, because at 9:00 we are bringing back Spectro Magic.
Yeah, I definitely don't think that's going to be happening.
You're oh Lord, no. I've died and gone to heaven. I love the scary clowns are queuing up their trumpets.
Yeah, right. They're back.
So awesome. Okay, Pam, what about you, Pam? Is there something that you've thought about? Oh man, that'd be so cool. It's not going to happen, but it would be awesome.
I'm really anxious to see in the fireworks show, is there going to be some tribute to attractions that are no longer there? Or will there be some kind of opportunity that day to sort of focus on some of those attractions? Or will there be an opportunity to focus on some of the attractions that are still in the parks that were there on opening days? Will there be something that happens at those attractions that were there on opening day, something special about those attractions? I think that that's something that they've done in past celebrations, especially at Disneyland. And there's opportunities to do that there. So I wonder, what will happen. It can't be anything huge because these attractions are not down right now or anything. So There can't be something, but maybe there will be something. Maybe there will be something like
Even,
special to see.
Yeah, even like some special like designation that they put
Yeah.
outside the attraction of an opening day attraction, you know,
Yeah,
like
just
some
like a
even a
star there.
small plaque or yeah.
That'd be a great idea. That'd be something. It's like when you go into a town, like, you know, say I visit Pittsburgh, like I get to go see the historical places. I mean, St. Louis has that, you know, like, oh, this has been here since 1700s.
Yeah,
exactly.
Right. That's a good idea, Ricky.
Yeah.
That sounds right. I mean, they're putting those 50th like plaques everywhere.
Right, exactly. But, you know, to celebrate the park, you know, that would be a really, really great thing to do. I mean, it would only work for the Magic Kingdom, of course, not the other parks. But, you know, I mean, I think that would be a great idea.
Okay, so here's the thing. Scott and I were talking about this because he had kind of a crazy idea that he wanted to go to the Magic Kingdom on the 1st, but hop to Epcot to see Harmonious on the 1st. And then we have our theme park reservation for Epcot on the 2nd. And then on the 2nd, hop back over to the Magic Kingdom
to see the fireworks there.
Is that a crazy idea? What do you think, Ricky? I mean,
actually, no, I don't
want to be in the Magic. Like, if we don't, okay, let's say we don't want to lose our Disney fan card.
Right.
We have theme park reservations for the Magic Kingdom on the 1st. We have them for Epcot on the 2nd.
Yes, and I have and I know we all have the same reservation. Yes,
we do. Yeah. But I mean, like, is he thinking like, because Disney fans, what do? We overthink everything.
No, actually, I'm with you. Like, I get the idea of wanting to be at the Magic Kingdom all day, but like, as far as all the Disney fans, like, I think that they will do that where I think that they're going to spend the morning at Epcot and then hop to the Magic Kingdom for the evening for the fireworks. Because in the morning they can hit up Remy's Ratatouille Adventure, they can do all that, and then I can see, but I can also see where they would stay for.
Getting the Magic Kingdom though is this will be the first time that you can't hop into a park. It would be the Magic Kingdom.
Yes, agreed.
For sure.
That I do wonder about too. Yeah. So, but you know, heading over to Epcot, it's not the word because I
kind of love the idea.
I do too, actually, and I'm thinking that may be what we end up doing.
You will end up seeing both of the fireworks shows,
and it will be way less busy on the 2nd at the Magic Kingdom to see the fireworks. So I kind of love this idea.
Sure.
I do. Okay, I kind of love this idea.
The train of thought was, because, you know, we were talking and we were both huge Illuminations fans, right?
Right.
Illuminations was like the be all end all when it came to fireworks. In Harmonious originally was supposed to just replace Illuminations before all this other stuff happened. Epcot Forever was supposed to be there for a minute and be gone. Of course, that didn't happen. So we're talking about it. I mean, as far as strictly fireworks, we're more excited for Harmonious. I mean, think of the buildup. I mean, they got these huge barges in the middle of World Showcase.
Well, yeah.
I mean, they've built huge. I mean, this show is not incredible. There's going to be a lot of trouble in River City, as they say around St. Louis. We're going to see what happens. So I'm guessing, and Enchantment looks awesome because they're going to do the projections not only on the castle, but apparently down Main Street, USA. It's going to be all around you.
Yeah.
Like, I was wondering, like, are we overthinking this like Tony La Russa and his bullpen, or are we, you know, trying to, you know, Len brings up a good point. You want to stay in the Magic Kingdom all day. You never know what's going to happen, right? I mean, then all of a sudden you're like, you know, you're on the monorail over to Epcot, and all of a sudden, like, you see on social media, oh my gosh, there's a holograph of Walt.
Right, exactly. They got Walt standing on the castle. Yeah.
What? I just left. I'm on the monorail. Turn this sucker around.
Plus, you also have things occurring in the other parks too. You have the whole Beacons of Light, Beacons of Magic thing, right? So there's going to be, you know, that's something that happens in each of the theme parks. I mean, I'm looking forward to that too. I think that that's going to be pretty spectacular.
I know really the thing is there's not a wrong situation.
No, there's not.
No, there's not.
I'm going to see Enchantment. I'm going to see Harmonious.
Yeah.
And I'm going to see probably the better of the two the second time, you know, because I will on the 3rd go that evening to either the Magic Kingdom or Epcot to see probably Harmonious the second time, I would guess. I don't know, because I haven't seen. I have a lot of faith that this show is going to be incredible just because I just love World Showcase Lagoon for a fireworks show. We'll see. I mean, I'm excited for this. Okay, real quick, let me jump in with a couple other things. Merchandise wise, Scott and I've been saying on those Sunday night shows, it would be so cool if Disney like released, you know, 71 to 81 for a little while, like some vintage stuff from like the 70s and the 80s and the 90s. They are doing some kind of vintage stuff. I saw like last week on on social media. It was like a lunchbox, but it was like also kind of like a purse, like a kind of.
Yes.
But I think they called it a lunchbox. It had a cool retro design, and they've been doing that more over the past, say, 5 years, like retro things. I mean, retro last summer was like 90s, fanny packs and lime green stuff.
Neon yellow.
Neon stuff. Yeah.
When retro's the stuff I was out of high school for, that makes me feel super old. I'm just saying. But I mean, I would love to see more vintage, like reproductions of what a t-shirt looked like in 79 at the Polynesian.
Yeah.
Stuff like that stuff will go like hotcakes. But I mean, what are you guys thinking as far as like merch? And are you going to wait in line to get any exclusive stuff? So Ricky, what do you think about that stuff?
Probably not going to wait in line to get any merch. I'm just not I'm not super into merch. And while I do love the Disney dress that they have, I don't think I'll wait in line to get that either. So, as far as things I'd like to see, that is tough. I do like the vintage idea. I think that the vintage idea is really kind of creative. I would like to see, instead of just, vintage, like you said, maybe Magic Kingdom stuff, but they maybe put out like vintage stuff for all the parks, for their opening as well. So, have something kind of vintage in the 80s for Epcot, have something vintage at, early 90s for Hollywood Studios. I know it opened in 89, but, and have something vintage for like the 1998, for Animal Kingdom. That might be cool. And then they could have like something vintage for maybe the resorts that opened like in the 70s as well. So the Polynesian and the Contemporary, something along those lines, I feel like would be really cool too.
I think too, one of the things Disney did a couple of years ago, and they did it for a short time, is when they tore out those what was that, the path around the world? What was it called? Outside the bricks.
The bricks, yeah.
So they were tearing those out to give you an opportunity to go back to Tomorrowland. There was
and buy one.
Disney Springs. You could buy like a replica. It wasn't a real brick. It was, I mean, it's substantial. But
yeah, I have one.
Yeah, I do too. They say don't leave them outside. They'll fade. So I keep it under the under the TV on the console. But I think that's one of those things that I came into the game like at a stage where I couldn't have gotten one of those because that was like before my time.
Right.
But I've always thought, man, those are so cool. Like I walk on those every day. I'd love to find my name somewhere. That is like, because your name is actually at Walt Disney World. Like I jumped on that so fast because I thought, oh, this is so cool to have something that's kind of retro, but it's got my name on it. And it reminds me of all the times walking up to the Magic Kingdom. I wish they would do stuff like that.
Actually, I think you still can buy one of those bricks.
I thought they quit doing
that. When I went to buy a phone case in Tomorrowland relatively recently, they still had the bricks like up and looked like they were still for sale. I don't know if they were selling them, but because I didn't ask, but they still like had them displayed like they were selling them. So you might still be able to buy a brick.
I love stuff like that because not only does it remind you of that trip, but it just reminds you of like the destination, because it's right under my TV. It's sitting right there next to my Nick Saban signed Alabama football. Both of those things bring me joy every time I glance down at my TV. I'm just saying, thanks to the Longs listeners down in Alabama. I love that thing. Okay. So Pam, what about you? What like merchandise wise, what would you like to see? Is there something are you going to get that Spaceship Earth hat at Creation Shop? Look like, the OG Spaceship Earth.
So it's funny, I am not one to see online for merchandise either. I have been known if there's something that I really want to buy it on eBay and pay whatever outrageous price that they're asking for, if there's something that I really, really want. But I remember, so during one of the anniversaries, I think it was the 25th, you could go into City Hall and get a button. It was sort of like a pin button mixture, and you would put on there the year that you first visited.
Oh, that's cool.
And I thought that was really cool, right?
Cool. Yeah.
That was cool. That was a cool thing to do. They would have to have, a good idea for distributing those and letting me personalize them in some way. But I love that idea. Something that sort of ties your story to the Walt Disney World story, I think is really, really cool. And I love over the years, they also let guests, submit photos to make a big photo collage. That was kind of a cool way to be part of the magic. I hope that there's some kind of interactive, something like that.
To be part of the magic. And I think that would be really cool. Yeah.
I love that idea. If everybody's walking around with a button like your first trip, like that'd be so cool.
Right.
My trip was 87 or my first trip was 71 or,
right.
great conversation starter between
It
people.
is.
For sure. Or like your number of trips. Like that's not even something people ask me that all the time. How many times have you gone? I'm like, I literally have no idea.
Yes.
I really don't. I don't keep track of that anymore. I haven't for a very long time. I mean, the travel agency next year, this will be, blow my mind. 20 years old.
Wow.
The travel agency. We have been around for almost 20 years.
Wow.
So like each one of those years, I went so many times. I just can't even. And before that, we did as well. So, I mean, no way to do that. But, I love the idea of having it somehow just tying your story in with the Disney story.
They could totally do that though, because they have the buttons, and they're probably going to give, they've always given out like a little souvenir button on the 40th, you got one, and there was other other anniversaries, and just have a slot, and they have the Sharpies right there, just right in the year. That'd be so,
that's true.
Cool. I love that idea. That'd be awesome. Because I love stuff like that. Okay. Real quick. Let me ask you, because we're wrapping up. I got 2 questions for you real quick, and we're going to get them in. So of all the new stuff we're going to have over the 50th, you have Ratatouille, the 2 fireworks shows, the creperie, Space 220 will be open. What is the one thing you're most excited for? Like of the new stuff on the next trip, Ricky, what's the one thing that be all end all that you're most excited for?
Well, I guess for me, it's hard because I will have experienced a lot of those things on this trip this weekend, hopefully. So, for me, the fireworks show will actually be the new thing for me. I think, if we're going like officially, it would have to be probably Harmonious. Since but if we're going with like the thing I'm really most excited about for the 50th that's coming out around this time period, it's probably Remy's Ratatouille Adventure, just because it's a really fun attraction. It's really, really exciting, and it's just, I don't know. I think it's a great addition for Epcot because I think it's something that Epcot needed. So, I definitely am excited that Remy's Ratatouille Adventure is finally going to be open after a very lengthy delay. I
remember going on a tour for like my anniversary years and years ago, where it was just me and one other couple, and they didn't speak English. So the person that was doing the tour, it was Undiscovered Undiscovered World Showcase. And she pointed back there. She's like, "There's going to be a Ratatouille ride back there. You didn't hear that though." And I was like, "That was so far. It was so long ago." And now it's actually happening.
It's actually happening.
Mine's Harmonious, just because, again, I've said I can't wait to have that fireworks show and World Showcase again. But Pam, what about you? Like, what's the new thing you're most excited for?
Oh, this is so hard for me, really and truly. I think that I'm going to say that the 2 fireworks shows are tied.
I know. I don't want to, because Enchantment's going to be cool too.
Yes.
I just love World Showcase at night with fireworks.
I know, I agree. And it is really so cool. But that's the thing. As much as I'm going to love being at World Showcase and seeing Harmonious, but I feel like Enchantment is going to be spectacular. I just feel like it's going to have that. So I'm going to like both equally. I'm 100% not going to apologize for it. Nope.
All right.
Nope.
And what if on October 2nd, you hear on they come in on the World Showcase speakers like, ladies and gentlemen, please make your way to either side of the World Showcase Promenade, because coming out of the gates down by Japan, we have the Tapestry of Nations.
That would be amazing.
Wow. Yeah.
Yes.
Ooh,
Yes. That would be amazing.
Right.
I like the thing that we haven't talked about is, that we're excited about is the kite show.
It's happening. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good to have a show during the day.
That part's nice. Yeah. It's a kite show coming, guys. It's at Disney's Animal Kingdom in the middle of the day when it's really hot in a theater that has no shade. This sounds like a genius idea, but whatever.
Yeah, I'll give it a shot. I'll watch what you're saying.
I will watch it on an overcast day, maybe.
I think that little theater's cursed. I've seen some bad stuff happen there.
I know there's some bad things have happened in that theater. Yeah.
But remember the night we were there to see Rivers of Light.
Yeah.
And we were just very excited about it at the beginning. So
that's true.
That night, the only thing I was looking at was Joe Rohde's ear. I'm just saying, I'll be honest.
Oh
He was sitting right in front of me. I was like, that is Joe Rohde, and that is his left ear. That's okay. I've been asking all of our guests on Mondays. God bless Joe Rohde. So I've been asking all the Monday guests, like, if you could bring back anything from the past 50 years of Walt Disney World that is now gone, a promotion, a ride, a parade, a resort, anything that's gone that you could bring back, get one thing. Ricky, what are you bringing back? Because I've asked all the guests this for the last 6 months. Somebody actually said Disney Quest last week. I almost
Oh, nicely done.
Wow.
Power move. I liked it.
That is power move. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so the emotional side of me wants to say Figment, because obviously I have such a tie to that attraction. There's so much history with me in that attraction. I just love it. But the attraction that I would love to see that I never got to see was Mickey Mouse Review. It was well before my time. I never had an opportunity to see it. I think it even, I want to say it closed before I was even born, actually. So, Mickey Mouse Review just seems like one of those really kitschy, fun things that I think would be it's super Disney to me. I don't know why. You have all those audio animatronics. They're all singing Disney songs. I don't know. That just screams Disney. So that's like the thing that I never got to experience. I would love to experience. And then the thing that I did get to experience, I would love to come back is Figment. So.
That's why I love this question. I've been asking folks on Mondays, and like, you just seriously, when they said Disney Quest, I was like, but then they had a good reason. Like, they just loved it. They have memories there. That's the thing, is like, when you go down on the first, the Magic Kingdom's gonna be just packed. But every person that you pass on Main Street, or every person that's on that next car in the TTA, or the next person that you're in line next to at the Friar's Nook, they have a story.
And there's appreciation.
And if you ask them this question, you would get a different answer, but you would get some kind of crazy story that I loved. Peter Pan. It's there, but say, I'm trying to think of something that closed. What else would be something like, I love seeing the Country Bear Jamboree Christmas overlay.
Because, like, if they had the vacation show, I mean, come on, let's go, Disney. I know you have I know you got the Christmas one and the vacation one in Japan. Let's go, bring it back. I'm just saying, bring it back.
Okay, so mine real quick, because I've never answered it. It would be Year of a Million Dreams. I'd love that. To me, it was like that was just such. But again, it was when I was really falling in love with going to Walt Disney World. I loved it. And it was just like, every day you walked in, I swore that I was going to be a DVC owner by the end of the night. Like, it was like I was going to win. Or, you know what? Before we leave for the Magic Kingdom today, make sure we got our bags packed, because we may be spending the night in Cinderella Castle. Just saying. Like, you know what? We won a few things. I won some ears. Mallory got to go up in the booth in Small World and help drive the ship there and wave down to people. That was cool. Just little things. We got the Dream Fast Pass. That was the bomb.
Stop it. Stop rubbing it in. Stop it right now.
Sucker, just wear it on the first, just to
rub it into me, going, I got one and you didn't.
That'd be great. I gotta find it. I'm totally Flavor Flav, and I'm gonna wear that thing around the whole weekend. I gotta find it, because I didn't take any tabs off, because I had to leave right after that. So, Pam, what about you though? What's the one thing you would bring back if you had the power? Then we'll get out of here.
This is tough. But for me, I think it would have to be something in Future World at Epcot, because that, while we went to Walt Disney World when I was growing up a few times, it was when Epcot really opened that I think I fell in love with Disney World. And I had already been to Disneyland too. And I was just so enamored with the fact that you were learning about totally new things that in some ways I really wouldn't have been exposed to in my little small town, Pennsylvania, right? Those concepts hadn't reached into the rural areas of Pennsylvania in so many different ways. So it seems so spectacular and so full of hope, and all of that I loved. And I think what it would be is I would bring back the seas the way it was, with the hydrolators, with Kathleen Turner talking about the deluge, right? That whole thing. It just was incredible to me. Riding the car, seeing all that just seemed so innovative and interesting. And I love the ocean anyways. I'll spend any amount of time I can, as I will snorkel all day at Castaway Cay. So I just loved it. I loved everything about it. It was so part presentation, part learning, part just innovation. It was just awesome. And to think Like that was a theme park unlike any other theme park that had happened prior to that. Like, yes, Magic Kingdom was very different from other amusement parks, but Epcot was a theme park. It had a theme, a purpose. Yes, it did. And I still love Epcot so much for that very reason.
I will say, just an aside, something you brought up about, growing up in like a rural area, like, I grew up obviously right dead in the center of the United States. One thing I wish that I could snap my fingers and have happen, which isn't going to happen for the 50th, is that our international friends would be back. Because one of the things I've always enjoyed about a Walt Disney World vacation is that you literally see people, not right now, but previous trips that, you could, again, be standing in line or, sitting at a table at a restaurant next to somebody from Japan or somebody from, Southeast Asia, or, somebody from Western Europe or South America. And the thing is, we're all there. We're having a good time. And I always felt this, especially in World Showcase, not only for the cultural representatives that worked in the pavilions, but just the guests, because you would tend to see like, people from the UK, they seem to hang out in the UK pavilion. Like they're proud. Like that's their thing. That to me, for somebody that doesn't get to see a lot of people that are outside of the United States growing up in St. Louis, that was always like so exotic to me. And I can't wait till we get back there where our international friends are back and we can all kind of have fun together. That'd be fun. So cross our fingers. Okay. So, hey, that's kind of what we're looking forward to. We've got a couple of weeks until this happens, but if you're down there, please say hi to us. We're going to be getting around and having a good time. Look for us. But we'd love to
and trust me, we will probably all be together. So
yes, and so that's how it's probably going to work.
Yeah.
So anyway, hope you enjoyed today's show. Thank you as always for taking the time to listen to our podcast. We don't say that enough. Hope we brought back some good memories for you, maybe some tips for getting the most out of your 50th trip. And just thanks for being a Disney fan with us. We love talking Disney with you. Don't forget, today's show brought to you by the Magic for Less Travel. Check them out for all your Disney trip planning needs. We appreciate all of our great guests who have booked with us in the past. And if you've never done that, now's your time. Free services. And we're going to get you the best deal out there and give you great tips via email. Take care of all the stuff you don't have time to do. Just drop by themagicforless.com, fill out that quote form while you're there, and we'll be planning that trip together. Again, check them out today over at themagicforless.com. Also, please use our Amazon affiliate link, beourguestpodcast.com/Amazon. And thank you to our patrons who allow us to put these shows out 4 times a week. We couldn't do it without you. If you'd like more information on becoming a patron and getting that 5th show, Mike in the Midwest every Thursday, just visit patreon.com/beourguestpodcast. All right, we're lighting up the social media. Okay, we decided on Wednesday, Instagram at the Magic for Less Travel. We're going to be posting a lot there. Ricky has access to that too. I don't have access to that. Ricky does. So she's going to be at Walt Disney World. Pam's going to be on the Dream. I'm going to be here in my office until we get to go down for the 50th. I don't have to. Don't cry for me. It'll happen soon. I mean, whatever. So I'm at Be Our Guest Mike. I'll be lighting it up for the 50th. You know me. Ricky's at Ricky Nibs. So get that ready because she'll be posting there this weekend. Pam's at TMFLT Pam. Get that. Make sure you get that follow on Instagram and Twitter. We're getting ready to have a good time and get a lot of your social feeds. So there you go. All right. Also, don't forget Sunday night, 7:00 Eastern, 6:00 Central. It's you and me, and of course, Scotty G. So give us a call. We'll be talking Disney with you on Sunday night, Facebook and YouTube. All right. We're going to get out of here and let you get on with your weekend. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. Hopefully you had a great week and you have a great weekend staring you right here in the face. So for Pam and Ricky, I'm Mike wishing you a great weekend. Stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you real soon.
Boom.
That was good stuff.
We
got it. We did.
No bark. Well, there wasn't really a bark. It was more of like a roar.
Yeah, she was mad. I don't know what she's mad about. Mike, I will not be here Monday, and I'm sure Pam won't be either.
Scotty G, where are you?
Okay.
Scotty G's up. But Mike and I are talking about doing something Monday.
Yeah, because that's her transition day, so we might record a show from the
that's when I get off on another.
On another. Okay, got it. Well, you guys work that out. I will definitely not be here on the 20th, so I'm hopefully going to be at Space 220.
You're not doing it right if you don't wear a flight suit.
I'm not wearing a flight suit.
Get at least release Mike's Captain EO costume?
No, I will not be wearing
I
that
have
either.
a jacket that looks just like a flight suit from the top
Oh
up.
my
because it's
God.
There you go.
No, I
Asian
will not
jacket.
be wearing that. No.
I'm bringing
no.
all this stuff on my next trip.
Oh my God.
It's
I will be here on the 27th, so just letting you know. And then
Dude, man, I
Excuse
can
me.
tell I'm coming. I can
and then I bet I'll be here on the 4th. Yeah, I will be. I'll be back. I don't know if you will be, Mike, but
I'm coming home on the 3rd. I'm coming home that Monday.
yeah. No, that's Sunday. The 4th is Monday.
Yeah, I'm coming home Monday.
Okay.
I don't know.
I
I
come-
don't even know when I'm coming. I gotta look
I
at my
come home on the 3rd, which is Sunday.
on my flights, and I got a companion pass for 2 months.
Nice.
Wow, there you go.
The flights were
awesome.
$89 each way, and I got a companion pass for 2 months. Because
That's
well,
awesome.
it's January and February. Nobody's coming with me then.
Oh, well, there you go.
Whatever.
But anyway, yeah, I won't be here on Monday. So
All right, next week we'll plan it out how we can make sure we get everything covered.
Okay.
Or no,
Good.
next week we won't be here, but we'll figure it out before we.
Yeah, it's fine.
We'll get it done because
Okay.
Pam and I could record like a show. But when are you leaving, Pam? The 17th? Were you going down the 16th?
16th.
What's today? The 13th?
So it'd have to be tomorrow or the next day.
We'll figure it out. If not, it's not a big deal. We'll get it covered. Because if we do that Monday show, that'll help me. So yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Okay.
Okay, good. All right. Well, have a good dinner. I'll talk to you guys later.
All
Thanks.
right. See y'all.
Yeah.
All right,
Okay.
see you later.
Bye.
Bye.